Hi, I'm Jane, and welcome to Deeper into Film, Insight and Awakening. Just Deeper into Film in short. Here on this channel, we don't just watch movies and summarize or review them for entertainment. We sit with them, we slow down, and sometimes we let them wake us up. Today, I want to take you on a powerful journey into Squid Game. You might already know the show. It's gripping, violent, unforgettable. But there's more going on beneath the surface. Much more. I've lived in South Korea and now I live here in Buffalo, New York, United States. And I've seen how Squid Game speaks to people across the world. Not just as a Korean sensation or an American obsession, but as a global phenomenon. Because it doesn't just thrill us, it challenges us. It asks real questions about survival, morality, human dignity, and what it truly means to alive. Both Season 1 and Season 2 are filled with moments that hit hard. But in this video, we're focusing mostly on Season 1 because that's where the emotional and spiritual part of the story first unfolds. But Season 2 brings even more complexity, as we'll deal with in the next video. It's especially one man's choice to return, not for money, but to confront the system itself. I'll reflect more on that in the next video. But for now, let's go back to where it all begins. Because everything Squid Game starts at that terrifying, strangely beautiful edge, the moment between life and death, when no one knows if their next step will be their last. And yes, I just call it beautiful. Not because the suffering is beautiful, but because we are watching it safely as a story, as art. And that gives us space to feel without being overwhelmed. There's a distance between the film and us, right? Yes, it's like a roller coaster. You know you're safe, but your body still feels the drop. Beauty means brutality, in other words. And that's what makes Squid Game so powerful. It doesn't numb us. It draws us in, immerses us in, and in that tension between play and brutality, fear and curiosity, something deeper opens up. Yes. So take a breath. Let's walk through it together, scene by scene, not as a summary, not as a review, but as a meditation on what this show is really revealing about us, our world, and what it means to be fully alive. Let's first take a closer look at this red light, green light scene. When I first saw this scene of red light, green light, I was stunned. I thought, wow, how did they come up with something this bold and artistic? Let's go back to the first game and take apart. A children's chant, a sunny field, a giant doll, and then terror. That's how Squid Game begins. Innocence turns into chaos without warning. But if you look closer, the power of that scene isn't just a shock. It's in the faces of the players who are frozen between movement and death. That's stillness. That's silence. That's actually where everything starts, right? Everything arises there. In that moment, it feels like they only have two options, live or die. But that silence, that space between life and death, isn't just an ending. It's a space where something deeper can happen. where the players and maybe we, the viewers, are pushed to ask, what do I do when everything is at stake? Who am I when I don't know if I'll survive the next second? This empty moment isn't really empty. It's full of something real. It's a place where we confront being itself, not as a big idea, but as a direct experience. This is what I call the dimension of bare presence. When there's no time to pretend, no room for escape. You're just here, exposed, awake, real, indeed. And then there's all. He helps, he trusts, he doesn't play with strategy, he plays with heart. And that's why he moves us so deeply. Because in a world built on fear and competition, he shows us something we almost forget. Kindness still exists, even here, even now, between life and death, right? Even in a place where death is around every corner. All reminds us of something more human, something more sacred. That doesn't need to win to be real. Now let's step into the glass bridge scene together. Now, think of the glass bridge. Every step forward is a gamble. One panel will hold, one will shatter. No one knows which is which. It's not just a game of luck. It's not just suspense. It's a spiritual question. Can you move forward without certainty? Can you take the next step even when you're afraid? Because that's what life often is. Truly. Right. We don't know what's coming. We don't know what will be break and what will carry us. But we still walk. And that is the spiritual edge we all live on, actually, every day, in every small way, not just in games of survival. We choose, we risk, we step forward. Not because we know, but because we trust something deeper. We see Gi-hun again, but he is no longer the same man as in season 1. He's haunted, angry, and searching for justice. But even now, the same question follows him and grows louder. Is survival the goal? Or is survival just the beginning of something deeper? Squid Game may look like a survival show, but all its heart. It's a story about the soul. It asks, what do you hold on to when everything around you falls apart? It's about how we live right there, between life and death. And maybe that's why Squid Game stays with us. Because even though we're just watching, something inside us recognizes that edge. The fear of losing control, the hunger to survive, the deeper loneliness of being seen only as a number. But through that terror, that's also beauty, not in the violence itself, but in what reveals our longing for meaning, for connection, for dignity. And in the safety of our seats, we are allowed to feel it all. The fear, the thrill, the ache, without it breaking us. And that's the strange grace of watching from the outside. We suffer safely. And in that safe suffering, so to speak, we sometimes wake up just a little. Goodbye, and see you in the next video for Squid Game, focused on Season 2. Thank you.